Well, I'm gonna try this. Just now, instead of my tripod, I got this just kind of balanced down on my dash, and I'm shooting up through the steering wheel. What I'm
In 4.5 miles, turn right onto Blanding Boulevard.
That's, always been the thing I complain about. It's not loud enough, not loud enough. Last tape got interrupted by a phone call. So that's what's going to happen, I think. A lot of these are going to be 12, 15 minute long, half hour long, depending on how they go. A lot of unfinished thoughts, obviously, across this thing. Maybe one day I'll do a summary tape and we'll try and clean all of that up. But this is just a flow. It's like a soap opera. If you miss some of it, that's okay. It's the same shit every day. Because this is this Buddha banging at you, trying to get you to consider changing the way you do some of your stuff so that the world will be a better place. Because you have that ability, None of you are operating at full tilt. I'm not operating at full tilt. But I'm getting real close. If I can get myself rocked up a little bit, start getting mobile, I'm going to be close. Consider age and all those other things that need to be considered. But the area that I'm really tight in is doing everything possible to make the world better every moment that I'm conscious. I see things that need to be corrected, pardon me, and I do something to try and correct it. That's what this is, right? Remember, I'm just one man and the limited resources to boot. If I was a billionaire, I'd do things a whole hell of a lot different. I'd just initiate some programs, and by then you'd get the idea that I'm serious, and maybe you'd choose to come along with me. I don't have that going for me, so I have to do it strictly with dialogue. Me talking to you, and there's never been anything...
In 2 miles, turn right onto Blanding Boulevard.
Than what we're talking here now. This is the... if Jesus would have had this thing, there wouldn't be any more religions. And you could say the same thing for Nanak and Krishna and Buddha. I'm the first one. Can you, one of these days I'm going to get you to just drop back a little bit and say, well, holy crap, there have been so many Buddhas that you'd need an abacus to count them all. And you still probably wouldn't get them. Because being a Buddha or a goddess, which that's how I refer to an enlightened woman, is a goddess. The highest form of that is a sexually active enlightened woman. Whew. God sends you one of those, you're changed forever. They are the brightest jewel in the universe. Hopefully I'll be able to let you know some of those things here as I open up into the world in my new status as BHAGWAN, the single guy, Oh, got to turn you. Everything I'm going to talk about,
turn right onto Blanding Boulevard.
It's going to be aimed at helping you get better, more complete, more aware, more knowledgeable. I want you to start trying to be conscious of the nuances, moves that people make. So, maybe this is a good time. Now, I told you I'm a sexual guy, so I've been talking about all kinds of other things. I've been kind of laying off sex just because it seemed like the right thing to do at the stage that I was in. But maybe it is. Maybe now it's the time to start talking about some of the rewards of sexual activity, and obviously there's consequences to everything. If we had our shit together, we'd declare a war on sexually transmitted diseases. It'd be easy to do. All we'd have to do is test everybody. Simple set of blood tests. Find out if you have anything. If you do, cure it. If you don't, well, then you're good. And what would happen is we would reduce the pool of infected people. Because people are going to have sex. You can count on that.
In 3.5 miles, Turn left onto County Road 218 East.
Choose to have sex. So that's why these diseases continue to be spread. I need to talk to somebody who has a really lot of money, and I will present an idea to you of nightclubs across the world that are designed to ensure that you have the very best possible opportunity to come away clean from a sexual encounter that might be started in that club. And it would have a reasonable membership fee, an initial startup fee to get them all set up, and because we'd have to find out, these tests done by an individual, if you went to a bunch of doctors to get all the tests I think a human being probably should have, just as a preventive measure, it would cost a fortune. But if we get a bunch of people doing it, and we I can see clinics being set up that just do that. Test for and treat sexually transmitted diseases. And in the mix, we'll probably catch a couple other diseases that are crossover things. But our idea should be to make you clean enough to have sex anywhere, anytime you want to, without the danger of injuring your lover. So, sex, my God, it's such a huge subject. And everybody's got a little different interest in it. Most people like it. I've shared with you at least a few times, some of the sexual energies that can be released are the single best things that you ever do for yourself. Find yourself one of those goddesses and pray that she decides to bless you, and you'll never be the same. Oh my God. Nope, never the same. Never the same. There are things that the vast majority of you haven't been involved in, and yet they provide some of the greatest rewards to you as an individual. And a good portion of them are sex. And sex comes in so many different flavors, it's ridiculous. I'm pretty much in favor of consenting adults doing anything they want, but I have a real hard time wrapping my head around the people who need to hurt other people to the point to where they're maimed. There's some seriously sick fucks out there, and makes you wonder why, huh? And BHAGWAN goes back to saying, well, I'll figure out why, make it go away, and maybe they'll be gentler lovers. Because if you got somebody who's burning their lover, cutting their lover, brutalizing their lover, they're just fucked up in the head. It's not something you do with your lover. It's supposed to be nice to your lovers. And if you're doing it the absolute best possible, you worship your lover. That means that you do whatever you can do to enhance that experience for that man or woman to the point where they'll never forget it. As you start to die and you have your last flashbacks, if you're inclined to do that, let 5 out of the last 10 be wonderful things that happen to you, and the other 5 be beautiful things that happen between your family and your kids, But allow yourself to participate in things that provide so much joy that they elevate you forever. Just the memory of them elevate you forever. Just a smile, Be that incredible practice, and there's been, I don't know what the exact thing is,
In 1 mile, turn left onto County Road 218 East.
Talking about their sexual prowess and then saying, well, I practice a lot when I'm alone, So, all the things that you have to do in that respect, do them. Quiet, your mind will quiet. Some of you have just outrageous sexual fantasies that rage in your brains all the time. And then you go online and you participate in some of the stuff that's available through online porn. And I don't even know about the dark web. I mean, the stuff on the regular web is enough to make most people take note. The dark web is supposed to be things that are beyond that. I don't know if you need to go there, and if you decide you do, you'll figure it out. But the fact of the matter is that sex is such a necessary thing that it's not only researched down to the net, but it's also made available to you so you can get some instruction on how to do things. John Holmes, Johnny Watt, I think, was one of the names he went by, but John Holmes was the gentleman's name. It's estimated that he had about 10,000 lovers in his time. Most of them women, and toward the end, he was getting more and more involved with gay stuff. But nonetheless, 10,000. It's a number that has probably only been exceeded by a handful of people. Some of the more notable ones are Buddha and Krishna. It's said that Buddha had 32,000 lovers before he became aware.
At the light, turn left onto County Road 218 East.
To be a warrior prince, not this eclectic Buddha guy. And to ensure that he chose that, he just bombarded him with every kind of sexual fantasy you could imagine. He was the prince of the realm. He got what he wanted, got what his whims dictated to him. And then one day he just didn't need to do it anymore. He actually was done with it. Very few people ever get done with it. But the Buddha was. He was successful in doing that. And you got all the Christians say, "Oh, Jesus never did that." Are you kidding me? Jesus was a wild and crazy person. None of those guys are celibate. I mean, God sent him Mary Magdalene. She's a hooker of such renown that she appears in the letters of Roman legionnaires. If you ever get here, be sure to check this lady out. She's something special. And when Jesus said to her that I will love you more than all of the others, she understood that what he was proposing was complete. No stop, no holes barred. And this woman gave that to him too, to help him get his courage and all the things that he needed to continue with his mission. And I never could understand this notion of Jesus the eunuch, just like, I guess we jumped over to Jesus for a while. Let's talk about Jesus, the Jesus that you don't know. Number one, he was a yogi. Remember, we talked about a yogi before. That's a man who practices yogic disciplines to the point that that's what he is. He is the yogic discipline. Christians talk about stuff, and then they say it like it's nothing. Oh, Jesus went out to the desert and stayed there for 40 days and 40 nights. Didn't eat, didn't sleep, just stayed there and did that stuff. And they all go,
Make a U-turn, then turn right onto County Road 218 East.
Who he is. Well, no, yogis do that. It's one of the grand disciplines. Not many people are able to do it.
Use the left lane to make a U-turn at Buddington's Landing Court.
Your body wrings itself out. I gotta make a turn here, guys. Turn. Sorry.
Make a U-turn.
Gotta turn. If you think about, remember they talk about how he cast the money lenders out of the temple.